Hello all the warriors, this is Roy. Welcome to Rana. Today I'm going to talk about the tire setup. So in this couple of days I received some message from people and pretty much are all asking the same questions. So what's the difference between if you put the grippy tire, for example soft tire or hard tire at the back, or put those at the front? Is that gonna acting different when the car is running on the track? And the answer is yes. But why? I will explain in the video. So let's start with the video. Let's go. Okay, so here I have one is 20-degree setting board, and this one you can see here, the acrylic one is slope setting board. I asked my friend to make is exactly same as the slope that we have. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the car on the setting board, each of them, and we're gonna check what's the tires actually working on both setting board. All right, okay, let's go. Okay, so you can see right now I put the car on the setting board, and you can see the four wheels is touching the setting board without the brake is not touching the setting board as well. And this is the setup that you can fully speed, like 100% speed on the when you're doing the on the bank, so you won't lose any speed because there's no brake to slow you down, and your four wheels is touching the track, so you can have 100% speed up on the bank. So here's the thing, back to the topics about the grip tire front or the back. So you can see the front, we have the space for the brake, and the rear as well a little bit. So what will happen is this is 100% speed, but what will happen, so what about if we are facing some slope that we have to slow down, we need to add some brake? For my personal experience is usually if I really like it's necessary, I need the brake, and I will just do at the back, not at the front. So basically what I will do is I will add the brake at the bottom, so just adding the brake at the rear. Of course you can do the brake setup without touching the setting board, you can do that, but still it depends on the track layout. If you want to make your car fast but you don't want to brake too much, then this is the things you have to adjust it. But here one thing is, if you really need more brake, so what I do is I will add more brake at the back. So if we add the brake, then the wheel, you can see, lower the rear brake, and that will make just the front wheel drive. Okay, so there's will be only two wheels at the front is touching the track, but the front, we can see we still have the space at the front. So basically when you're doing on the bank, because you have the tire at the front, it can still speed up. So for example, let's say the speed is 50-50, and then even though you lost the 50%, but you still got another 50%, and it's pulled you on the bank, so you are not slowing down too much. So in this way you can still have keep your speed at the minimum, like not too slow on the bank. So then back to the topics. So if you have the grip tires at the front, let's say for the front, this car are using the low frictions, so the low frictions, it will only probably brings like let's say it's supposed to be a number 50, the speed, the 50%, because of the low frictions. Like here I'm using, let's say, about 3-lane track, so because of the low friction, the 50 might just down to like 25, 30, yeah, because like the word we said, low frictions. So in the other way, if we put the grippy tires at the front, then which means we can still keep the 50% when we're doing on the bank. So this is the difference if you are thinking to put your grippy tires at the front, so that might be another benefit for you. But still, it still depends on the track layout that you are facing to. All right, so let's take a look at the slope next. Let's go. Okay, so here I have the slope setting board. So what you can see over here, our front brake is gonna touch first, and then the front wheel will just in the air, but it's gonna touching the truck right away. So you can see here from here. Okay, leave the ground and touching right away, and then the back rear brake is gonna touching the truck, and you can see the rear wheels is in the air now. It's not touching at all, you can see. And then until here, you go back. All right. So this way we can know on the slope the front wheel is still, of course it depends on the setup that you have, but I just give you a basic examples. So front wheel is still as the one is touching the track to give you more speed, to make you not too slow on the slope when you are jumping, when you're going to jump. So back to the topics. For the front, if you have grippy tires at the front, and remember when the front brake is hitting the track and the front wheel is gonna be in the air, but its go back's pretty quick, so it's just up and down. Okay, and show me one more time clearly here. Just up, see, and down right away. So which mean is if you want to jump far, okay, or you want to be more speed, like let's say after the slope there's 5, 6, 7 strays waiting for you, so this way you can add grippy tires at the front, so you can make sure your car is adding the speed, is not slow you down on the slope, so you can jump far. And but the other thing is, if you have the grippy tire at the back, and let's say for me I have a low friction at the front, okay, so this is what's the benefit for this kind of a setup is, let's say before the jump there's like 20 straight, so you have totally enough time for you to speed up. So what happens after 20 straight and then hit the slope and you have to jump? Be honestly with you, 20 straight after the before the slope, you can probably fly up to 7 straight actually, if you don't have enough brake. So this way we need brake for the car. So this way, let's say I have the low friction at the front and the grippy tire at the back. So when my car is heading and the front wheel come up then down, but you can see the rear wheels, it's always in the air. You can see that's the big distance. Okay, you can see that big distance for the rear, you can see. So if I'm adding brake at the back, then that will become even lower, so my rear tire will stay in the air longer. But when the front wheel is touching the track, it's very short time. Like, see, the distance is only like this. Hit, up, down. Okay, so it's very short distance compared to the rear. The rear is like this long and the front is like this. So if I using the low friction at the front, because when the front wheel is touched back to the track, it didn't pick up the speed fast because the low frictions. So this way you can reduce your brake. Let's say maybe other people are using the pink sponge brake, but for you probably you could just do it with the blue sponge brake. So this way you can slow your car down, but you can still have the brake because of the low frictions. And after that the tire will just hit right over here. But on over here, you already jumped. Okay, so this is another idea for you for the tire setup. All right, so next I'm going to add a little bit sponge brake at the back and show you on the slope and the bank setting board, like quick. So let's do the next. Let's go. Okay, so here I have 3mm brake at the back. So now we're gonna see how it works on both setting board. All right, so on the bank, so you can see it's same thing as I said. The rear tire is not touching the setting board at all, but the front, see, we still have a space and the front wheel is touching. So when the car on the bank is definitely just based on the front wheel and to give you the speed. Okay, you can see. Okay, see. Okay, so that is the difference between if you have the grippy tire at the front or not. Okay, so like I said, we said before, the tire you can choose if you want it faster and on the bank, but you need more brake. This might be another choice for you. Okay, and now we check on the slope. So on the slope, you can see if we add the brake at the back, because here is okay, it's not touching at all, because this is the straight part. So when it's hitting, the front brake and the front wheel get up, and then the rear brake is hitting the setting board as well. So at this moment, you can see both wheels is on the air. So it's not touching, in the air. So it's not touching the truck at all. But our front wheel is still touching right back over here. But you can see the rear tire is not touching the truck up to over here. See, the car is almost out of my setting board. Okay, so which means is the front wheels is still gonna touch the track first to speed up your car, but the rear, if you lower the rear brake, and then your rear wheels will be much more longer time not touching the track. Okay, so this is also the idea for you. If you having the grippy tire at the front, then you might not slow too much, but it's based on your choices. Here I'm just giving you some idea, and for the next video I'm going to analyze some track layout and show people about the way I study the track layout before I go race. Because sometimes let's say people like we are going to a race, and sometimes the layout will release earlier, probably like week or sometimes a month. So usually what I do, I will study it and to check which part I should be careful with, and by using the setting board, like no matter this one, that one, this two together, or there's another one, it's combined, and there's also can using for 5-lane track as well. And that's what I will do at home, because we don't have real track to practice with. So the only thing we can do is trying to using a setting board and to try to read the layout and try and make the car as fit, the setup is fit for that layout. All right, so this is today's video, and if you like this video, please, really please, thank you so much. And please, if you think my video helped you a little bit, even though just a little bit, please hit the like button at the bottom, and that will help me a lot. All right, and also like that, you want to see more video like this, just please share and subscribe. All right, thank you so much. Don't forget to press the bell, so if I have the new video, then you will know it right away. Thank you. I'll see you next time.